Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly Books True Crime. As requested, this is a recap of the survival guide to a concert situation. There have been many concerts, unfortunately, in history and mass events where people have died due to what is known as crowd crush, which is very, very sad. So, are there any chances of survival? And if so, what can you do if you are in a situation like that to possibly and hopefully stay safe? Let's get started. I will link the source article in the description box below. It's from theconversation.com. We went over it last night in the live stream. If you missed that, please do check it out because I shared a lot of information in 2 hours and I think 15 minutes about this astroworld tragedy. A lot of background information on Travis Scott, on the event, on his albums, on just what was really going on at this event. So we went over this. I'm going to go over it one more time. Because it might actually help someone in the future. There was one very good tip that I learned in this article. So they say, what should you do if you are trapped in a crowd and you start to feel the walls closing in? Here are a few survival tips from our research in our crowd study labs. Number 1, keep your eyes open. Your number 1 goal is to get out of the sea of people as quickly and calmly as possible. Look around you. It's better to turn back. Is it better to turn back or go forward? Be situationally aware. That's what they mean with keep your eyes open, right? Just monitor the situation. Don't immerse yourself too much. I know you go there, right, to concerts and things for an immersive experience, but always just kind of have your peripheral vision on and just be sure that you're staying situationally aware for your own safety. 2, leave while you can. If the crowd thickens around you, the available space is reduced and your freedom of movement gradually diminishes. The longer you wait, the harder it will be to escape. Given this, don't hesitate to leave the highly congested area as soon as you start to feel uncomfortable and while you still have enough room to move. By getting out of the crowd, you will also reduce the danger for others since the area will be less crowded for those who stay. 3, remain upright. If it's too late to flee, the most important thing to do is to retain your balance and stay upright. In a crowd crash, people are pressed so tightly together that if someone falls, they create a domino effect, immediately taking down those around them. Should you fall, the weight of other bodies will pin you to the ground before you have a chance to right yourself. So stay on your feet. Number 4, save your breath. Oxygen is your most precious resource. The vast majority of deaths in stampedes are caused by asphyxiation. Avoid screaming unless you have to and control your breathing. Number 5, this was a good one. Arms at chest level. Should the pressure become intense, fold your arms up in front of you like a boxer. In that position, you can protect your rib cage and keep a few centimeters of space around your ribs and lungs so you can breathe. So you can imagine if you were just standing like this compared to if you were if you were like this or something like that, just to keep a little bit of space here with your arms. That makes sense, right? Number 6, go with the flow. When pushed, our natural reflex is to resist the pressure and to push back. In a crowd crash, however, resisting will be a waste of precious energy. Instead, let yourself be carried by the flow while always retaining your balance. Number 7, move away from barriers. The only time when the previous tip doesn't apply at the whole go with the flow thing is if the flow is towards a brick wall or a barricade or something like that. In that scenario, they say move away from any walls, pillars, and fences if possible. Do your best not to go in that direction. Number 8, understand the signs of density. To make good decisions, you must be able to evaluate the gravity of the situation. Here are a few rules of thumb for estimating crowd density. And as you can see, just look at this picture behind me, which is why I've left it here. You tell me the crowd density, what you think this is. If you have no physical contact with those around you, the density is probably still under 3 people per square meter, so at present all is well. If you are bumping against 1 or 2 people around you without meaning to, the crowd density must be around 4 to 5 people per square meter. There's no immediate danger, but it would be better to move away from the area of congestion. And here they're saying if you're bumping into 1 or 2 people. Now, every single person here is bumping into each other. They're packed. If you can't freely move your hands to the point that it's difficult to touch your face, there are too many people. The danger has become acute. Okay, number 9. In case a panic. A panic is a specific situation in which a crowd rushes in the same direction to escape a real or suspected danger. So people crush together like this. Maybe someone passes out, falls, domino effect, something triggers panic. That's very dangerous as well. So they say in these kinds of situations, the movement of the crowd can be more dangerous than any threat, real or imagined. Take a moment to evaluate the situation and calmly move to safety while staying as far as possible from the crowd. And number 10, help each other. A dangerous situation for you is just as dangerous for those around you. Research by psychologist John Drury from the University of Sussex demonstrates that altruism and mutual assistance are key to avoiding tragedy. A united crowd is more likely to survive than a crowd of individualists. So remain human and be kind to others. Offer help when you can. Avoid tripping up those around you and look out for the weakest members of the group. This will benefit everyone, yourself included. Of course, this doesn't mean necessarily, you've got to stay upright. So that came up last night of what if someone is lying on the floor. There was a girl lying on the floor for 10 minutes with no pulse, no breathing, and no one did anything to help her. In that scenario, you don't want to bend down and also fall over and possibly be trampled or anything like that. So what should you do? My advice would be to possibly get 2 or 3 other people involved to help this person. So it's not only you bending down, you know what I mean? That could help. Let me know in the comments below what you would suggest in that scenario. But the point is to remain human. I like the way they said, remain human, be kind to one another, try to help each other, and don't add to what's already happening and the panic that could ensue from something like this. Last night in the live stream as well, which is now available for replay watchers. I really appreciate all my replay watchers as well, so please go check it out. There's a playlist now on my channel called True Crime Events, and that's where I'm covering this astroworld tragedy. So go check that out because I shared, as I say, a lot of information, and we went over the top 11 concerts or mass events that had fatalities. So there was one Pearl Jam concert in Denmark. There was what was it called? The Love Festival in Germany. There were sports events as well that we looked at. This is not new that this happens in crowds and things like that. But what is new, I suppose, or why we focus on this case, is what people are suing Travis Scott and Drake for, is gross negligence. Continuing to play for 32 minutes after a mass casualty event was declared. For the organizers, or we'll yet to see who is really going to be held accountable. It's probably a combination of people and organizers and everything. But there was a safety briefing, which, as we said, we saw in the previous video, included the word Smurfs for potential dead people, which is very disturbing. But in that safety briefing, they did say there would be radio silence in case there is an incident or someone gets injured. And there was no radio silence. Even when a girl ran onto the stage, I should say a woman ran onto the stage and was saying, someone died in there, someone's dead in there, like stop the show, stop the show. There was nothing done. It wasn't taken seriously at all. So that is horrendous. Some of you have said it's the same person who was running through the barricades, but I've slowed down that video and it doesn't look like the same person at all. The hairstyle is the same, they dress the same, but it's not quite the same woman. So I hope that helps anyone in any of these situations. Please stay safe. If you do go to concerts, I know that people have struggled, especially since the world really changed with, I have to say the YouTube friendly word, the panoramic. You know what I'm talking about, when we all cooped up in our houses worldwide, and now suddenly it's like concert time and it's like overexcitement. And I suppose people sort of get so excited they might lose just a little bit of their humanity, in the sense of just being so overstimulated from being bored in the house. And in the house bored, right? Just like, get out of the house in concert time. I can just imagine the excitement people feel. But just remember, safety first. You want to be able to enjoy things responsibly. So yes, and I do really think that concerts like this should have festivals. This was called a festival, but concerts like this should have an age restriction of 18 plus. That shouldn't be anyone under the age of 18. They shouldn't be allowed to go here. There shouldn't be 9-year-olds here. children, babies on shoulders. No, 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 no. Not at an adult music concert. I know that Travis Scott and many artists promote their stuff on YouTube and on games and, Twitch and gaming sites. I don't even know the name of all of them, but I know they promote actually to quite a young demographic because that's where the money's at, isn't it? But it is a risk, and I think, yeah, we need to protect the children of the world a lot more, because these days, with them having access to just everything all the time on the phones, I mean, TikTok, you can have an 8-year-old on TikTok. I find that quite scary. I find TikTok quite scary. High risk for children on there, because you can connect with such a wide variety of people. So just remember, safety first. Stay safe. Keep yourself safe, your family safe, your loved ones safe, and of course, your friends, people that you go with, and your fellow human. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.